Name is Daniel Olikin, and as you can see, my stakeholder of choice is the development test team lead for the group project of Spotify. Part one. What is a development test team lead? Well, a development test team lead are a group of people who work together to build and deliver high quality software that meets user needs and business requirements. A team lead would then oversee this process, the entire technical direction of a project, ensuring code quality, architectural design, and steady alignment with business goals. They will also solve any technical challenges and address issues that arise during this entire development process. One model in which we delved into during this that matched kind of the development test team lead stakeholder was the use case model. It contains three actors: the listeners, the artist, the admin. And as you can see to the right there, it displays the various interactions within such. So, for example, the listener would interact by signing, logging in, searching, playing music, and creating playlists. The artist would interact with the system by uploading music and engaging with fans. And the admin would kind of manage content and resolve disputes and handle reports, etc. The domain model was another model in was which I saw is fairly useful to the development test team lead. This model type demonstrates the various relationships within this specific system. As you can see, the listener to the playlist, the listener to the song, the album to the artist, etc. It gives a solid insight into the foundation for the designing of tests developed for this system. As you can see to the right there, there's just a diagram with the explanation to the right. For example, a listener and a playlist. A listener can create or follow multiple playlists. A playlist is owned by one listener. Then there's the different relationships: listener and song, listener and artist, artist and album, and so on. Requirements for a development test team lead. Well, they must be able to manage a team successfully. They should understand the testing process in its entire totality. They must be able to deploy and manage test frameworks, be able to relate and align with the business goals that are initially at hand and at play, and they must also be able to understand the factors that may hinder productivity and guide against such factors. Questions to clarify: what are the functionalities that will be operational from day one and which features are considered secondary? What performance and reliability standards are expected for this system? And what specifically will determine whether the system is ready to be rolled out for public use? And in brackets beside each question are why they would need to be asked in terms of the development of a system, etc. Part two, this is self-reflection on the SRS group project. Strengths and weaknesses was something we kind of saw as the project duration kind of went on. Strengths, well, I felt communication between group members was very easy, as we use WhatsApp to talk, very kind of basic layout, very easy on the eye, very easy to kind of see where people's messages and queries are. We all had an equal focus. Meeting and group headlines were easy as everyone had an equal care for the assignment. There was also a common understanding. Each person had a decent to good/excellent understanding of the module, so we could all relate on a common level, and everyone's understanding was kind of very, very similar. The one weakness I would say, I don't think we had a lot, but the one I would say was meeting up was fairly difficult, as everyone kind of had very different busy schedules, preparing for different tests outside this module, etc. The most useful part of this SRS project was the actual company we chose. I think the idea of using Spotify really helped everybody, as it's a common app and everybody used it, so it just made it that much easier. The most difficult part was the detailed research. Everyone used and kind of knew how Spotify worked, but the research on stakeholders and the models involving was actually very difficult, at least for myself personally. One thing we would do differently is arrange more in-person meetings. I would say you're meeting up in person at the beginning would have been so handy, as we kind of started a little bit late, but I think meeting up in person, we would have had a clear definition and a clear structure on how we're going to do this, and probably just would have been easier than kind of doing it on WhatsApp, at least in the initial stages of the project. My name is Daniel Olikin, and thank you very much for listening to my stakeholder piece. Thank you very much.